Have you ever wondered what life was like thousands of years ago? Not just any place, but in a land of sprawling empires, groundbreaking inventions, and profound philosophies that still shape our world today. We're talking about ancient China, a civilization whose story is as vast and magnificent as the Great Wall itself. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's journey back in time. Our story begins not with emperors and armies, but with a river, the Yellow River, or Huang He. Just like the Nile in Egypt, this river was the cradle of Chinese civilization. Its fertile banks allowed early settlers to grow crops, build villages, and lay the foundations for something truly extraordinary. Around 2100 BC, the first dynasty, the Xia, is said to have emerged. While shrouded in legend, it marks the beginning of a long line of powerful ruling families. But it was the Shang dynasty, starting around 1600 BC, that left us the first concrete proof of its existence. Archaeologists have unearthed incredible bronze artifacts, intricate jade carvings, and most importantly, oracle bones. These were animal bones or turtle shells used for divination. Priests would carve questions on them, heat them until they cracked, and then interpret the patterns to predict the future. These carvings are the earliest form of Chinese writing, the direct ancestors of the characters used today. Imagine, a direct written link stretching back over 3,000 years. Following the Shang came the Zhou dynasty, the longest reigning dynasty in Chinese history. This era was a real turning point. It was a time of great intellectual awakening, often called the 100 Schools of Thought. It gave birth to two of the most influential philosophies in human history. First, there was Confucianism, founded by the great sage Confucius. He taught the importance of family, respect for elders, social harmony, and moral integrity. His ideas about how a just and stable society should function would become the bedrock of Chinese culture, government, and education for millennia. At the same time, another profound philosophy emerged, Taoism. Attributed to the legendary figure Laozi, Taoism emphasized living in harmony with the Tao, the natural way of the universe. It encouraged simplicity, humility, and a deep connection with nature. Think of the yin-yang symbol, representing balance and harmony. That's a core Taoist concept. These two philosophies, Confucianism and Taoism, offered different but complementary paths to a meaningful life, and their influence spread far beyond China's borders. But the Zhou dynasty's long reign eventually weakened, leading to a chaotic period known as the Warring States. For over 250 years, various states fought brutally for control. It was a dark and violent time, but also a period of rapid military and technological advancement. It was out of this crucible of conflict that a powerful new dynasty would rise, one that would unite China and give it the name we know today. In 221 BC, the state of Qin, led by a formidable and ruthless ruler named Qin Shi Huang, conquered all its rivals and established the Qin dynasty. He declared himself the first emperor of a unified China. His reign was short, but its impact was monumental. He standardized everything: writing, currency, weights, and measures, even the axle widths of carts to create a unified road system. This created a sense of a single, unified Chinese identity that had never existed before. And of course, Qin Shi Huang is famous for initiating one of the most ambitious construction projects in human history, the Great Wall. He connected existing walls built by previous states to create a massive defensive barrier against northern nomadic tribes. And to guard him in the afterlife, he commissioned the Terracotta Army, an entire legion of thousands of life-sized clay soldiers, each with a unique face, buried with him in his vast tomb. It's a breathtaking sight that reveals the sheer power and ambition of this first emperor. After Qin Shi Huang's death, his dynasty quickly collapsed, but the foundation for a unified empire was laid. The Han dynasty took its place in 206 BC and would rule for over 400 years, a period often considered a golden age in Chinese history. The Han Dynasty solidified the political and cultural structures established by the Qin, but with a more moderate, Confucian-based approach to governance. This was an era of incredible prosperity, expansion, and innovation. The Han Dynasty is when the Silk Road truly flourished. This network of trade routes connected China to the Roman Empire, allowing precious goods like silk, spices, and tea to travel west, while gold, glass, and other exotic items flowed east. But it wasn't just goods that traveled the Silk Road, it was also ideas, technologies, religions, and cultures, making it the world's first great information superhighway. Speaking of technology, the Han Chinese were brilliant inventors. They created things we take for granted today. Papermaking, one of the most important inventions in history, allowed for the easy spread of knowledge and literature. They developed the seismograph to detect earthquakes, the wheelbarrow for easier transport, and the stern-post rudder for ships, revolutionizing maritime navigation. They made significant advances in medicine, astronomy, and mathematics. It was truly a time when China was a global leader in science and technology. After the Han Dynasty fell, China experienced another period of division, but the idea of a unified empire endured. Dynasties like the Sui, Tang, Song, Yuan, Ming, and Qing would follow, each adding their own unique chapters to China's epic story. The Tang dynasty was another golden age of culture and art. The Song dynasty saw an explosion in economic growth and technological prowess. The Yuan, founded by Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, brought China under Mongol rule. And the Ming dynasty built Beijing's Forbidden City and sponsored the legendary naval expeditions of Admiral Zheng He. From the wisdom of Confucius to the might of the first emperor, from the invention of paper to the bustling trade on the Silk Road, ancient China was a civilization of incredible depth, resilience, and ingenuity. Its legacy isn't just in the museums or ancient ruins, it's woven into the fabric of modern life, influencing everything from philosophy and art to technology and food around the world. It's a story of how a culture, born on the banks of a river, grew to shape the world. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through time. If you enjoyed this glimpse into ancient China, please hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into our shared human history. Let me know in the comments which dynasty or aspect of ancient China you'd like to explore next. Until then, stay curious.